just put my hat on there. Welcome to my live reaction from WWE Monday Night Raw. It's literally just finished. Sorry I was like 1 minute late. I was just uploading the short at the end of Raw after what happened with LA Knight, CM Punk, Seth Rollins and Jey Uso, who are now in a four-way at Clash in Paris, which is just proper awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. I didn't think they'd go with that sort of match that early in Seth Rollins' reign, but apparently they are. So yeah, there we go. Raw. It was better than last week, but that wouldn't have taken a great deal. So I'm going to get onto my notes in a minute. Just to say that anyone who doesn't catch this live, basically it'll be on as a YouTube video in like tomorrow afternoon or something like that. So if you're not watching live, don't worry about it. I think my initial reaction is probably along the lines of it was a really good first half of the show and a really crappy second half to the show. Kind of like Liverpool yesterday, to be honest, in the Community Shield, but that's like a bit of a, if you don't watch football, that's a bit of a deep cut reference. The first half was quite good, it was quite intriguing, and then the second half just sort of died. I don't know if it's got something to do with the crowd I think they were in Montreal. Sorry if I've got the wrong Canadian province there, but no, sorry, it was Quebec, wasn't it? Sorry, I do apologise. The crowd seemed really, really hot, and then, like I said, about halfway through, they just sort of died, basically. And I've noticed that's happening on Raw quite a bit recently, where, like, they start off with a really hot crowd, start off with a really hot angle, and then there'll be like a tag team match or something like that. And the crowd will be interested, and then, I don't know, halfway through everyone just seems to like lose interest and stuff. So bit weird, but there you go. So anyway, I'll run through excuse me, I'll run through what's happened tonight with my trusty notes. There you go. So basically, to start off with, we had CM Punk came out, cut a promo on Rollins, basically best in the world, and I'm going to take the title back, blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden LA Knight comes out, and obviously you knew what was going to happen. It was like two good characters meeting each other, and then turning allies 101 basically. So my God, excuse me again, apologies. So Punk comes out, and then LA Knight comes out, and then all of a sudden Paul Heyman comes out, because LA and Punk had a bit of a set too, and LA Knight was basically demanding that he get his championship rematch first, and then Punk said he was first, blah 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 blah. Then Heyman comes out, carries on with both of them, and you knew what was coming, and Bronson and Bron came out as well, and then basically randomly Heyman just said, why don't we just have a tag team match? And LA Knight and Punk were pushing each other and this, that and the other, basically saying, oh well, you don't speak for me, I accept, you don't speak for me, I accept, and so on and so forth. Long story short, we got a tag team match later on Raw, so that's how the way it started. Then we had there was some sort of segment with the Judgment Day, I think. I didn't quite see that because I was excuse me, I was getting something ready in the other room. But they had some sort of random segment with Balor, so I completely missed all that, to be honest, in the clubhouse. Dragon Lee and who the hell was it? Dragon Lee and AJ Styles versus El Grande Americano and Dominic Mysterio. That match, I've got to be honest, I've got no notes. It kind of lost me. I mean, all four blokes worked their arse off, and Dragon Lee seems to be really over with the crowd for some reason. Oh, hi Haley, you're alright. Um, yeah, to be honest, it just completely lost me. To be honest, I just wasn't really that interested. But at the end, El Grande went to well at Ludwig Kaiser. Let's have it right. He came out with that flint thing. Tried to put it in his mask. I think it was Dragon Lee that like kicked him off the ropes or something like that. But then Dom got his lucha mask and ended up putting it in his mask and then basically headbutted AJ Styles when he came towards the rope. 1, 2, 3, they win the match. Where they're going with that storyline, I have absolutely no idea. I mean, obviously it's all linked into Triple Mania, which is this Saturday, I want to say, which is on YouTube. Um, so yeah, that match kind of lost me, to be honest. After that, there was a Sheamus and Sami Zayn interaction with Adam Pearce in the back, and Zayn ended up basically saying to Sheamus, "Can you please just stay out of my match with Rusev, because I don't want any more carry on that we had last week." Zayn then faces Rusev, and Adam Pearce kind of implied that basically, if you do well in this match, then there might be a world heavyweight title shot for you, basically. Zayn was actually about to win, and then. What the heck? Oh, yes, Solo Sikoa and the MFTs came out and disrupted it. Whoop, whoop. Yay, great. Yeah, those of you who've seen my live streams and wrestling videos before will know I'm not a massive fan of that group, and I'm not a massive fan of Solo Sikoa. Like I said before, I have no problem with the bloke. He obviously is a very good wrestler, but I just don't see it with him at all. I liked him when he was in the Bloodline, when he was just a bit of a, when he was basically just a bit of a violent thug and a hitman for hire kind of thing. But since he's come away from that after the previous WrestleMania, I just don't know. I just haven't enjoyed it at all, to be completely honest. After that, we had some. Well, I'm hoping it's a work, but I'm guessing since they just did this recently with Seth Rollins, I'm guessing it is at a work. They basically had a segment saying that Naomi was injured, and they sort of had Io Sky in the background, basically going mental the fact that she couldn't have a title match with her. Whether she's shoot injured or work injured, I honestly don't know. Obviously, as a massive Naomi fan, I really would prefer that she wasn't injured, but I don't know. It is what it is. Whether it's I don't understand why you would have it as a work though necessarily, to be honest, because obviously Naomi was meant to fight Stephanie Vicaire at Clash in Paris. So if it's a shoot, I don't know what they're going to do. To be honest, I mean, presumably if it's not work, then Naomi would have to vacate the title, and then presumably they'd have some sort of random weird tournament or something like that. So I'm really hoping it is a work, but I'm suspecting on this occasion it's not like the Rawlins thing. I think it could be a shoot, sadly. So where they're going to go from here, I don't know. Hi Atticus, you're alright. So yeah, anyway, we've got Roxanne Perez versus Io Sky. Lights out. It was absolutely bloody brilliant. Match of the night. Both ladies were superb. It was really, really, really good match. Roxanne Perez is next level. She is going to be an absolute star, that woman. Absolute star. Obviously, she's got a lot of competition in front of her with Tiff and Jade and Charlotte and Bex and this, that, and the other. We are talking about Monday Night Raw. Well, I will be in a minute when I've had some water. Excuse me. So yeah, we had Io versus Roxanne. Like I said, it was the best match on Raw by an absolute mile. An absolute mile. It was absolutely fantastic. 8, 9 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So credits to both ladies. There was then we had a backstage segment with Jey Uso, where it was it was versus Yeet, which was quite funny actually. Hi Lilith, you're alright. Oh, there was one funny thing actually. So in the Punk LA Knight uh, opening segment, Bronson Reed and obviously Bron Breakker came out, and then when they agreed to the match, it's probably not as funny as I thought it was, but Bron Breakker goes back to the ring and starts mouthing off at Punk and LA Knight. Oh, thank you very much, Lilith. Thank you. It's very decent of you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. They basically Bronson Reed points at both of them and says, "You're 47. What are you going to do to me?" As in to CM Punk. And then he points LA Knight and says, "You're 40," and then says, "You two are like 100 between you." And I'm like, wow, mate, you need to go back to school. If you think 47 add 40 is 100, yeah, you need to go to school, mate. But yeah, we had that, and then this is where Raw it really, really went down from there. Where you from? I am from Leeds in England, mate. I don't know if you're in England, but yeah, no, I'm in Leeds, West Yorkshire. Excuse me again. Yeah, so this is where oh, nice one, mate. Yeah, I'm literally down the road. I was in Sheffield the other day. Yeah, South Yorkshire. Yeah. I was actually in Sheffield the other day for Rev Pro at the. It's called Network. So it's like that little street opposite where Forbidden Planet is. In the. I don't know what part of Sheffield it is, but it's like on the sort of like a main high street kind of thing. So I watched a wrestling show there about 2 weeks ago. It was really, really cool. Yeah, very much enjoyed that. Oh, Bet Pro, what do you think about having Logan Paul versus John Cena? In my opinion, I don't think Paul should fight Cena. He's retirement. AJ Styles. I'd like to see him face AJ Styles just to bring obviously just to have a call back to that brilliant match there to wrestle. In my opinion, that's John Cena's best ever match. I know people would disagree with me, but like I thought Cena versus AJ Styles. I don't know if it was WrestleMania or SummerSlam. I can't remember now, but that's for me. That's the best best match that I've seen so far. That Cena had. What have we got here? Not sure. It's a bit late here though. Almost 4 a.m. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. So I'm not going to be on for like ages and ages because I do actually have to sleep at some point. But there we go. I usually stay up to watch Raw, so then I do a live reaction and stuff. So it's like it's the one day a week that I actually get to stay up. Harry Singh, I'm very sorry, but oh, here we go. Who will win the UFC Octagon House? I've got no idea, Harry. To be honest. Can't help you with that. Stop spamming, please. Oh, right, yeah, no, I'm with you, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so after that, yeah, this is where I'll read the comments in a minute, folks, but I want to try and get through the thing. So, about halfway through, we had Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch, and I don't wish to be rude to Miss Dupree. Obviously, I know she's a young lady and she's just starting off. It was pretty atrocious, that match. It was really, really bad. I don't know if this was a botch, but Maxine during a comeback spot, she basically hits Bex. Bex goes back towards the rope, and Maxine tries to hit with a drop kick. Becky sort of made it look as if she deflected it, but I don't think she actually deflected it. I think Dupree missed the drop kick. Now, if she missed it, you're talking she missed it by about this much. I mean, it wasn't like this where you could see that, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, Harry, I am still watching WWE, so if you don't like it, then don't contribute. I don't really know what to say to that, to be honest. Am I a Leeds fan? No, I'm not. Can you see that? Put it this way, we lost on penalties yesterday. Yeah, no, the Maxine Dupree and Becky Lynch match was. No offense to Becky Lynch, she tried her best to walk Maxine through it. I I don't know why on earth they booked that match in the first place. It was just really, really, really weird. Um, and yeah, it was just a pile of garbage. Like I said, hopefully Maxine can get better, but that was really, really poor, to be honest. Then there was a Seth Rollins promo where he was making out that he was leaving Bronson and Braun to do his bidding, and he was going to get on his private jet that Heyman had parked for him, and really weird stuff like this, to be honest. But it was obvious he was going to come back. I mean, as soon as he said, "I'm leaving this crappy arena," I was just like, well, yeah, I mean, you're obviously going to come back and ruin the main event. But there we go. There was a Grayson Waller promo with the New Day, which was also not remotely interesting. Xavier Woods, this is a bit of a reference, so if a lot of you are young, you probably won't get this, but I'm not sure why, but Xavier Woods basically came out and he had this really small hat on, but he kind of looked like Tupac on the All Eyes on Me album, which might not mean a lot to you if you're young. You might even know not who Tupac is. I'm assuming some people don't know who Tupac is. But yeah, he looked remarkably like that. That was really, yeah, it was very, very strange. I just wanted to bring this up as well. So after that, they went to a break and they kind of said, oh, it's going to be LA Knight and CM Punk versus Braun and Bronson after the break, blah, blah, blah. And then it comes back after the break. And then, sorry about the coughing, by the way, I've got like a stupid throat thing, unfortunately. Go away, stupid throat thing. Anyway, and they came back from the break, and it was Bayley, and it was like this pre-recorded like promo, and it was one of these things where she was saying, I'm completely on my own, I don't know where I am, I've got a losing record, blah 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 blah, that you've seen before when wrestlers go on losing records, like when MVP couldn't win in WWE for about a year or something stupid like that, and then eventually they turned it into a storyline. So I just thought it was going to be like that, and then all of a sudden Bayley looked, it was really weird actually, she sort of looks at the camera and says, and it's all my fault, and then if you look behind her, you can still see Bayley, but like the room starts shaking. I don't know how to describe it really. The room sort of started going like in the background, and then Bayley looks at the camera again, and the camera sort of cuts off. And then there's this sort of like scream in the background, like what you'd have in, I don't know, a horror movie or something like that. It was, I have no idea where they're going with it. I've got no idea what the purpose of the promo was. It was really weird, but it was possibly also one of the best things I've ever seen. It was absolutely bloody bizarre. I've got no idea. I mean, my first thought when I saw Bayley cut that promo was that it may have something to do with the Wyatt family, possibly the Wyatt Six, because they often make reference to people being lost and then having a family. So I'm just watching Denise say that a minute. I'm going to just put this down for a second. And they often make reference to finding lost souls and stuff. So I don't know if it might be supposed to do Bayley joining the Wyatt Six, or whether that's just me putting two and two together and coming up with like 3,000. But that is literally the only thing I can think. Look, I mean, obviously, I think it's pretty safe to say she's going to turn heel. I mean, I've said for a while that Bayley needs to seriously do something. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Like I said, I seem to have quite a few very strange idiots on the channel comments recently, so that just came up and it just gets deleted. I'm not even going to respond to that, to be honest. But yeah, it was really weird. But I'm very intrigued as to what happens to Bailey, because I thought that she definitely needs to do something a bit different because she's getting lost in the shuffle. So whether it's anything to do with the Wyatts, whether she's getting a new character, whether she's going to be sort of like horror tinged or something like that, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it was very, very intriguing anyway. Atticus, did you hear Cross has sadly been released? I'm really annoyed by this. Triple H has got an opportunity and he blows on Cross by making him lose to something like 3 times the rest 3 years. So awful. To be honest, Atticus, I know they've just done the work with Rawlins, and obviously they're not going to do too many on the bounce. It does still make me think that it's a work. I mean, Sammy's reaction to losing tonight, and I know they didn't reference Carrion, but obviously there were 1 or 2 hints as to what's happened with Sami Zayn. Who I think they'll end up pushing Sammy now to win that world title. They've mentioned it too many times for it not to go through now. So, I just think it's very intricate work personally. But to your point, if it isn't work, then it's one of the stupidest releases that I think I've ever seen from a wrestling company. I mean, Cross is like so over. I mean, on all my wrestling timelines and stuff, that's all that anyone seems to ever want to talk about. So, if they have released him, for the life of me, I cannot understand why on earth they've released him when he's got that much of a buzz behind him. Now, obviously, if they've released him, you've got to serve your 90 days, so him and Scarlett Bordeaux can't actually wrestle till, what are we on, mid-August now? So you're talking mid-August, mid-September, mid-October. So it would be mid-November. Now, I know people have said about AEW, which I also watch. I'm not even sure if he's the right fit for AEW, to be honest. And as much as I'm an AEW fan as well, they haven't got a particularly wonderful track record with old WWE talent, because they're kind of bringing in the big buzz of publicity, and then they just seem to fall by the wayside, to be honest. I mean, obviously I know Mercedes Moné has come back now and she's done a really good run, but she she just went through this period where like she was just doing nothing. Obviously you had the same thing with Saraya, you had the same thing with Ricochet. Ricochet was actually, he had a really good story arc at one point, what that was turning into a bit of a serial killer after what happened with Swerve Strickland. But then that just totally died to death as well. I wouldn't say they're misusing Lashley and Benjamin, but they've kind of got them as henchmen for MJF and now Edge. He wasn't exactly, Adam Copeland, sorry, he wasn't exactly used wonderfully well either. So, I don't. In terms of what Cross does, I've got no clue. I just don't believe that WWE waste that sort of opportunity. But then again, maybe Cross has completely lost it, and he said, "Look, I want to be booked and booked well." And Triple H has turned around and said, "Dude, we can't book you in any other way." So I don't know, mate, to be honest. They did. He and his wife Scarlett put it on social media, calling that bars for a compliment. Yeah. But I'm just thinking that that in itself could be a work. It sounds more unlikely now that it's going to be a work, but at the end of the day, that's what they use social media to work. The smart marks, whatever you want to call people, in this day and age, because obviously they used to do it through actual dirt sheets back in the day, but like now they use social media. Look, I really do hope it is a work, because I would like, after all that work Harring's done, it would be such a shame. I actually quite rate Scarlett Bordeaux as well, not like that before anyone says anything. I'm old enough to be a bloody father. I do rate her, and I think she could actually have a decent run. But yeah, if it's, I don't know, it just seems a very big of a waste, but I'm just going to say it's work, and hopefully I'm right, but I might be wrong. I don't know. But just to finish off, so then there was this really weird segment with Io Sky, Stephanie and Stephanie Vakia, but that was after she'd had a fallout with Oscar and the Kabuki Warriors. Because, sorry, I should have said earlier in the night that Oscar's match against Roxanne Perez, Roxanne went over after the Kabuki Warriors kind of came in to help her, and it basically, long story short, it all ended up going wrong. Kabuki Warriors sort of fall out of the ring, and then Roxanne Perez gets the win, and then it looks like it's going to be some sort of random feud with the Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky, maybe. I mean, I'm all in for seeing Io Sky and Oscar. I think that would be really good. I do rate Kairi Sane as well, so maybe it's all like a bit of a random match. But yeah, hi Sadir, where am I from? I am from Leeds in West Yorkshire. And then at basically the end of Raw, it was Punk and LA Knight versus Braun and Bronson Reed. Got to be honest, I'm a massive CM Punk fan, and I do like LA Knight, I do like Bronson and Braun. That match was not very good, to be quite honest. Oh, hi, watching from India. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, mate. Yeah, I thought the match was terrible. I've got to be. It might be because I'm really, really tired, and like my eyes were shutting, and I was getting ready to do this, and yeah, I just, to me, no, I'll take that back. It wasn't awful. I just didn't think it was. The fact that the Seth thing was so telegraphed as well, saying I'm going to get onto my private jet and then I'm going to go away from this awful city. When you've watched wrestling as long as I have, you just like, really, seriously, are you actually expecting people to believe that? Honestly, but yeah, at the end of the match, Rawlins comes out. Have I ever come to India? I have not, mate. No. Rawlins comes out, basically starts attacking everyone. Jey Uso comes out with a chair, gets Braun and Bronson. Then Adam Pearce comes out and basically says that there will be a four-way match between LA Knight, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins, which will take place at Clash in Paris, which is not next weekend, but the weekend after, I think. It might be in 3 Saturdays' time. I don't know. I can't quite remember because I'm actually going to, because obviously the Clash in Paris, it's a whole European tour. So I'm actually going to the event in Leeds. So yeah, so I'm assuming the Paris one would be on the 31st. So, yeah, it's about 2.5 weeks, give or take. So. But yeah, that does actually look really, really good. Look, I mean, obviously Seth will go over. There is no way that after all that, they will just have CM Punk or LA Knight or Jey Uso beating, which I would assume then will mean maybe LA Knight goes into a feud with CM Punk. Maybe they turn LA Knight heel. Perhaps Jey Uso works a program with Seth, and then basically they're in a bit of a, after the European tour, they're basically in a placeholder where they're trying to get to Survivor Series pretty much. I know they've got Bad Blood beforehand as well, but I'm guessing it's all going to be Survivor Series. So my prediction would be, I would assume it's going to be Roman, Jey Uso, Punk and LA Knight versus the Vision, as they're being called now, which is, I mean, why they've named a stable after a Marvel character. I mean, I've got absolutely no idea, but yeah. So yeah, so overall, they've made some good matches out of it for Clash in Paris. The Naomi thing sucks if she's actually injured. They didn't mention Karrion Kross at all. Hopefully, like I said, it's at work. The Io Sky Roxanne Perez was really good, fantastic match, great effort by both ladies. And it was quite fun seeing Punk and LA Knight having like interactions and stuff because I've been wanting those two to like um, go bar to bar on the mic for a while. Um, but other than that, it well, other than that, I didn't think it was great, but it was an improvement on last week's Raw. Like I said, the last few ones I've seen haven't been especially wonderful, to be honest. But my big takeaway from the whole night is, if anyone wants to put in the comments after the videos being downloaded, or if they want to do it live now, the Bailey thing, I'm thoroughly invested in. Like literally, Bailey's promo is now the only thing in my life. It's the only thing I have any interest in knowing about. Basically, it was just so weird. It was really weird. Like I said, it was just the fact that all of a sudden the screen goes, and then Bailey sort of looks, and she looks like the ooh, and there goes another one. Dear, honestly. I do feel sorry for you young people. Like, I will just delete the comments. I'm not going to react to them at the end of the day because I'm not a 12-year-old child. But yeah, some of these people that are now on my live streams are really weird and they need to go and see a doctor. Anyway, but yeah, that Bailey thing, and then it was just that little laugh at the end. It sounded like a proper violent laugh, so I am genuinely intrigued as to where they're going to go with that. It does look like it should be something pretty cool. Like I said, my immediate guess is it might have something to do with the Wyatt Six. Maybe Bailey's going to join them. I don't know why, because that would seem to be very strange thing. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see at the coming Raws. But I'm guessing it's going to have something to do with Lyra as well, because Lyra sort of saw the promo and then said she is on her own. Hey, Johnny, how you doing, mate? You alright? Yes, Jota, my love. Absolutely. Swig of water for the working man. But yeah, to be honest, folks, that's basically everything that happened on Raw. Like I said, it was an okay show. It wasn't the best I've ever seen. Like I said, I really enjoyed the first half, and then the second half was just rubbish, basically. And I am quite surprised because, I mean, the Canadian audiences over the years have been really cool. And they do seem to, they're like us English people. When we get pro wrestling over there, they're loud and make loads of noise and this, that, and the other, but they just seem to like die basically. I don't want to blame it all on Maxine Dupree or anything, but yeah, that match was. I don't wish to be rude here, but that match was arse. Honestly, it was so bad. It's possibly a contender for the most appalling wrestling matches I think I've ever seen in my entire life. It was garbage beyond words. But yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's about it, folks. Really. So I'll move on to shameless plug territory. Let me have a look. We need centre back badly. Yeah, I love the way that we always end up on Liverpool or horror movies or comic books or something else that I'm not actually meant to be talking about in the stream I'm on. But yes, mate, we need one very quickly. There was actually some news today that potentially Mark Gay could be this week. I hope to God it is, because based on that performance yesterday, I know it was only a friendly, but we need centre-back cover now. We cannot go through an entire season where it's. I as much as I love Wataru Endo, and I think he's an absolutely top bloke and a great footballer, the end of the day, he's a central midfielder. You can't be expecting him. I mean, the other thing is as well, Wataru is like, obviously he's very fit and healthy, but he's like, what, 33 this year? Joey Gomez is. I mean, I think I've got more chance of playing for Liverpool than Joe Gomez at the minute, to be quite honest. And then, like I said, we've got that Stevenson and Ahmed Nallo, who are about 12 years old apiece, basically. So yeah, something needs to happen. So for me, it doesn't just need to be Mark A. We need to sign. I would say probably 3 central defenders for me, ideally, but whether they can sign 3 before the window, God alone knows. But there we go. But yeah, folks, just very quickly, because obviously I'm conscious that all of you guys will probably want to go to sleep, including myself, because it is now 4 in the morning in the UK. Some of you might be watching in some far-flung place where it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's not here. So just very, very quickly, so for subscribers and people that I've been chatting with, you'll know this is coming up, so I apologise if you've heard this before. But wrestling wise, I will be going to see WWE in Leeds. Not this Wednesday, not the Wednesday after, but the Wednesday after that. So in about 2.5 weeks, I think, give or take. So yeah, I'm going to do like a sort of a live thing going around Leeds beforehand. Oh, hi person, you're alright, mate. So I'm going to do like a live thing before I go into the arena. I'm going to do like a vlog of all the matches and results and shorts that I usually do on the channel. But 3 days before that, I'm actually seeing AEW Forbidden Door at the O2 in London. So again, it'll be the same thing. I'll do like a live reaction after I get out of the arena. If you're wondering why I'm not doing a live reaction after I get out of the Leeds one for WWE, it's because I will have my 11-year-old son and my missus, who I will be trying to escort from an arena of about 10,000 people. So the chances of me doing a live reaction whilst trying to escort those two back home is it doesn't sound appealing to me. So I'll just do it when I get home, basically. So yeah, there'll be a live reaction for that. When I go to AEW, there'll be like a preview. I'm hoping to do a preview next week if I can do, for a reason which I'll tell you in a minute. And also I'll do a vlog at AEW as well, and match reactions and shorts of the wrestlers winning and this, that and the other, etc, etc. The usual stuff that I do, basically. How's your day been? It's not been too bad, person, to be honest. Got a few things done today, just watched some wrestling. Went to the gym, clearly, obviously. I need to go to the gym a lot more. Yeah, that's been alright, mate. It's been alright. Also, as well, I will be, I was going to say, so there's, I'm not sure when this is coming out, but there's like a, you can't miss it, can you, mate? Bloody hell, crikey. What's he been eating? So I'll be doing like a, what am I trying to say? I've got a preview loaded up. Oh, cheers, mate, thank you. I'll be doing like a preview of the WWE Leeds event that I'm going to. I think that's going to come next week, possibly next Wednesday. I can't remember now. It's like Wednesday or Tuesday, so just keep an eye out for that. And in terms of other stuff I'm doing, I'm actually going to London on Sunday, apparently. Yes, I'm continuing my jaunt around that I'm doing at the minute. So yeah, just very quickly, while I'm in London, I'm going to try to go to the O2 Arena whilst me and my family there, because we're not staying next to it, but we're not staying a million miles away. So I'm going to try and do like a live prediction show type thing if I can get there at some point next week. Now, I don't know how that's going to work, because it's kind of I'll have to keep my voice down just in case, but this is actually meant to be a family holiday, and I'm not really supposed to be doing that sort of thing while I'm with my family, but I'm going to try and basically sneak away, but keep it to myself. And while I'm there as well, I'm going to go to a couple of footy grounds as well, because a lot of you know, obviously, Johnny will know that obviously I cover football as well. So my plan is next week, because I think the family are going to like I think it's London Zoo or something like that, which I no offence to anyone who likes animals and stuff, but I literally do not have any interest of any kind in doing that whatsoever. So I'm going to try and go to a couple of footy grounds. I might potentially go to the Emirates, possibly the Olympic Stadium. I've never been to Tottenham's new stadium before, so I might try and go to Tottenham. Maybe Brentford. So I'm not totally sure yet, but just maybe next Tuesday, next Monday, possibly, probably next Tuesday. Just keep an eye out because I might be doing a live stream of a very random football ground. It's just I don't know what football ground it is yet. I'm definitely not doing Chelsea, by the way, before anyone says anything. Yeah, although actually I have actually been to Chelsea, which is on my channel as well. And to be honest, it wasn't the best ground I've ever seen. I actually thought Wolves' ground was better than that, to be honest. Oh. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you all this for, but yeah, so that's all the cool stuff coming up basically. Rest of the week wise, I'm going to be doing a live reaction to AEW Dynamite, probably about 8:10 in the morning, because my vaunted family will hopefully be leaving about 8 o'clock. Again, keep it to yourself. So yeah, I'll be doing a live reaction to AEW Dynamite. Night after that, as Johnny will know, we are playing Bournemouth, so this is football now. So I'm going to try and do a live reaction, if I can, to that at about 11:30. However, I'm not sure if me and the boys are going out afterwards, so I may have to cancel that one. So apologies, but I'll have to let people know at the last minute. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'll probably be doing a vlog for SmackDown as well, Saturday afternoon, because me and my son usually watch SmackDown on the Saturday afternoon because he loves Cody Rhodes, so that's why I can't do that one live, because I've got to wait for him to watch it basically. Plus also I've got to get up for my son on Saturday morning. Obviously I know this isn't anything to do with you guys or anything, but it's just a pain in the backside for me to watch SmackDown at that time in the morning and then have like 3 hours sleep basically. Whereas I can do Monday Night Raw at the minute because I don't have to necessarily be up the next day, so that's kind of the reason I do this. So yeah, there'll be a vlog on SmackDown, and then yeah, like I said, I'll be in London, doing all cool things. If anyone likes Lego, by the way, I'm going to try and do a vlog at the Lego shop, because all my family like Lego. I'm also going to try and go to Forbidden Planet in London. I've got a load of Forbidden Planet like shop videos because I love my toys and stuff. That's on the channel as well. I think that comes under the Geek Boy Does Toy Hunts section. Basically all the playlists I've got, there's Geek Boy does comics, does Comic Con, Geek Boy does Toy Hunts, Geek Boy does wrestling, Geek Boy does Liverpool football stadiums and so on and so forth. But I think all those sort of things are under Geek Boy does Toy Hunts as far as I'm aware. So yeah, when I'm in London next week, I'm going to try and hit Forbidden Planet. So I might end up buying a boatload of stuff, so there might be some toy reviews and this, that and the other. Definitely going to the Lego shop, and I'm also going to go to the football stadiums, and there's somewhere else I want to go to whose name escapes me now. I forget what it is, but yeah, there'll be loads of cool like stuff coming up from London, but just bear with me on that one because obviously it is sort of meant to be a family holiday this, and I'm not really supposed to do that sort of thing, but I'm going to sneakily try and do it anyway, so there we go. Hey mate, I'm a Liverpool fan. Oh, nice one mate, yeah, I am as well, obviously. Yeah, the Mighty Reds, yeah, they weren't great yesterday, were they? Like I said, I'm not, I said this earlier on the live stream, I'm not remotely bothered about losing the Community Shield. It's like a glorified friendly at the end of the day, and people were like proper losing their minds yesterday that we'd lost on penalties, and it's like, guys, it's a friendly and no one got injured. That's all I'm bothered about. As long as we get the 3 points against Bournemouth on Jesus, that's on Friday. As long as we get the 3 points on Friday, my friend, I couldn't care less at all that we've lost the Community Shield whatsoever. But that's just me. I'm an old man, so there we go. But yes, Nem's Too Real. I was going to say that I've got on the channel. There's a playlist called Geek Boy Does Liverpool. So I've got all my match day vlogs on there. If you want to, well, if any of you want to check it out, I've got all the match day vlogs. I've just recently been to the Athletic Bilbao doubleheader last week. That's on there if you want to check it out. If you don't, then don't feel obliged to or anything. Not a problem at all, Phil. But yeah, I've got loads of Liverpool content on there. Stuff from the parade, like stadium tours. Yeah, there's just loads of Liverpool content on there, and I always like do Liverpool videos whenever there's something to do with Liverpool. So if you want to check it out, my friend B, you're more than welcome to do so. But yeah, nice to see a lot of Liverpool fun. Yeah, so I think that's about it, folks. To be honest, so yeah, like I said, rest of the week, AEW on Thursday, Liverpool versus Bournemouth, hopefully on Friday night, but that depends if me and my mates go out. If we do go out for fairly obvious reasons, I will not be doing the live reaction because I do not want to be thrown off YouTube for basically being not of this world, shall we say. Yeah, I'll be doing a vlog for SmackDown. Then, like I said, I'm going to London, Lego store in London. Going to try and hit the HMV, Forbidden Planet, and hopefully, like I said, a few live streams of football grounds, maybe Arsenal, maybe Brentford, maybe Tottenham, I don't know. And then I'm going back to London 4 days later. This is without my family, to go and see AEW at the O2 Arena, and then 3 days after that I am back in Leeds to see WWE Leeds. Oh, also 4 days after that I'm going to York Comic Con, so if any of you guys are like toy fans, geeks, comic book fans, I've got pages of like that as well on my channel. So I'll be doing like it's at York Racecourse Ground basically, so I'll be doing like a live stream going around the convention floor. Hopefully I can do that, but it does get a bit chaotic there. If not, there'll be a vlog. And yeah, I think that's about it for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, it's gonna be super busy, but I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, like I said, WWE wise, overall take, it wasn't the best show I've ever seen, but it wasn't the worst, and it was an improvement on last week. I will give it that. But my number one takeaway out of anything that's happened tonight is, if anyone has any idea, and you can put this on later, or you can put this on when the video comes out, any idea of what Bayley is up to with that promo, or what it means, or is she going to join the Wyatt family, or is she turning heel, or is she turning back to Hugger Bayley? Is it some sort of horror thing? Yeah, if anyone's got any clues or ideas, please let me know in the comments either before or afterwards, because like I said, I don't think I'm actually going to get to sleep tonight, because it was one of the most weirdest but coolest things I think I have ever seen in my entire life, and certainly since I've been watching wrestling. It was bizarre. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, go and check Raw out on Netflix or the YouTube. Shorts should be up by now, I would have thought. But yeah, it was mind blowing. It was bizarre, but I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it. That's about it, folks. Thanks everyone for staying up with me and watching. Like I said, next live stream will be AEW Dynamite Reaction, which will be 10 past 8 on Thursday, so that's the next time we'll be on. So if any of you guys want to follow AEW, or just want to check in or talk about wrestling or anything else, oh, one more before we go. Rocky Joshua, hi Rocky. Yeah, cool, nice one, mate. Hope you're alright. Yeah, like I said, folks, if anyone wants to join me for the AEW live stream or the Liverpool Bournemouth one, if you just look on my channel, there's like I think I've tried to say goodbye about 15 times. On my channel, basically, there's like what do the young people say? Alerts, where it gives like a schedule of when I'm doing my live streams and stuff. So if there's anything you're interested in at all, I've got about 20 scheduled live streams coming up. So, for example, I'm going to York Comic Con, like I said. In and around Halloween, I'm going to be going to a horror con in Hull. I don't know if any of you guys are horror fans. I am like a massive horror movie fan. I love like Evil Dead, Scream, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Babadook, Smile, Saw's probably my favourite franchise. I absolutely love Jigsaw, obviously Nightmare, Friday the 13th and so on and so forth. So there's loads of stuff on my horror playlist as well, if you want to check that out. But yeah, I'm going to a horror con. I'm going to Leeds Comic Con in about a couple of months' time. I'm going to something called Gothica, which is the alternative market in Leeds. Yeah, and I've got this very silly idea of calling it Geekoween, as in Geek Boy met to add Halloween. Yeah, I told my son about it, and he just walked off and said, "Dad, this is why you are not remotely cool." So yeah, which I'm not. But there we go. But yeah, all that's cool stuff's coming up in Halloween, and there's lots of other cool stuff as well. I'm going to be, those of you who live in Leeds, I'm going to try and live stream Light Night, which is a thing that happens in the city involving loads of lights turning on and off, and there being things on buildings and stuff like that. So yeah, lots of cool stuff, even coming up. Yeah, that's about it, folks. Right, I've gone really hyper, so I'm gonna go to bed now. And yeah, just genuinely thanks everyone for watching with me tonight. Thanks for watching the reaction. Thanks for everyone who's been watching all the stuff recently. The channel's going. Look, I haven't got as many subscriptions as The Rock, clearly, but from what I was on at the start of the summer to what I'm on now is amazing, to be honest. It's been really, really cool interacting with people, apart from the divvies who make random comments, but like the weirdo people, I feel really sorry for people that do struggle with this, and genuinely, if you do struggle with abuse on social media, some of the heart goes out to you. Because I'm from a different generation, I don't play by the social media rules, really. I'm just literally like, mate, I will just block you, jog on, sweetheart, simple as that. So yeah, apologies if you ever see that on my streams, but what can you do? We don't have idiot farms, unfortunately. Anyway, that's besides the point. So, thanks everyone for watching. Like I said, next time I'll be on will be AEW Dynamite Reaction on Thursday morning, about 8 o'clock. Hope to see you guys there. Right, have a good night, everyone. Check you out soon. Bye bye.